Gentlemen, let me now introduce to you a very special and extremely significant pair of musicians. Here for a very special musical interlude are P Irvin and Jim Salestrom. They have a rather extraordinary song. The song is called After the War, written by Viet Nam veteran Mr. Irvin. It's a song especially made, especially designed, and specially written that I think those who have wounds that have yet to heal, I think this song might just do some good. Ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to introduce to you the musicians, Mr. Irvin and Mr. Salestrom.
My name is Billy Johnson, Indiana's my state. I turned 21 back in '68. Drafted into the Army, sent to Fort Leonard Wood. When I left my hometown, I prayed it wasn't for good. His name was Hector Gonzalez from San Jose. We got stuck with KP the very first day. And after peeling potatoes for hours on end, Hector and I were the closest of friends. Then they put us on a troop jet and flew us to Nam. Some guy stood up in the back and read the 23rd Psalm. We talked about walking through that valley of death. I said, Hector, I'm scared. He said, just take a deep breath. When we got off the plane and our assignments came in, I got sent to play cool, he got sent to Long Bend. Hector hugged me and waved goodbye at the door, and he said, don't forget to look me up after the war. About 3 months later, he wrote me a letter saying some days are rough and some days are better. And that a kid named Gallardo we knew from basic training was missing in action up north. By the way, I meant what I said before. Don't forget to look me up after the war. I was out on patrol in the spring of '69. Stepped on a tripwire, took some shrapnel from a mine. Spent the rest of my tour in a hospital bed with a pin in my leg and a plate in my head. On the plane ride home, I thought of all I'd been through. I'd lived 9 lives and I was just 22. I thought about Hector, what I'd promised before, and I planned to look him up right after the war.
"21 years later in Washington, D.C., I was there on vacation with my family. I went out to the park to see that wall and face up to a past I didn't want to recall. First I looked for that guy that Hector wrote me about, but he wasn't on the list. I guess he lucked out. Then my eye caught a name at the top of the page, Corporal Hector Gonzalez, 21 years of age. My throat got tight, my mouth went dry. I looked up at that wall and I started to cry. And the memories hit me like incoming fire from a time when we were so young. Hector waved at me from the door, and he said, don't forget to look me up after the war. I lay awake some nights, I can still hear the guns, still hear the screams, I can still taste the blood, and I can still see Hector waving goodbye from the door, saying, don't forget to look me up after the war.